The red moon hung over the broken planet like a silent warning. Smoke rose from burning cities. Giant black ships floated above, their weapons glowing hot. Screams echoed in the air, then silence. Another human colony was dying. In the middle of the chaos, a small silver pod shot out from the planet's surface. It was spinning, damaged, and falling fast. Inside the pod, a little human child cried softly. Her name was Lena, and she was only 6 years old. She didn't understand the war. She didn't know why her home was destroyed or why her parents weren't with her anymore. She only knew she was alone. The pod's computer whispered softly, trying to calm her. Escape pod active, searching for safe zone. But there was no safe zone. Enemy ships filled the sky. Hunters were everywhere. The red moon looked down, without mercy. A monster watches far above. Hidden in the shadows of an asteroid belt, a giant ship stood still. Its black armor was covered with scars from many battles. The crew inside was not human. This was the Kravtal warship, and its captain was one of the most feared creatures in the galaxy, General Vorak. Over 10 feet tall, with armor fused into his skin, his eyes burned with green fire. Vorak had destroyed planets. He had crushed entire armies. His name made warriors tremble, yet now he stood still, staring at a single screen. It showed the small escape pod with the child inside, falling toward destruction. Another weakling from Earth, growled his second in command. "Shall we destroy it?" Vorak didn't answer. His claws tapped the metal floor slowly. Then he said something strange. "No. We intercept. Now." The crew froze. "General, it's just a child. One human." Vorak turned. His voice was cold. "I said, now. Rescue or capture." The warship moved like a shadow, silent and fast. It avoided patrols, dodged enemy scans, and reached the falling pod in seconds. Inside, Lina screamed as the pod shook. Her small hands covered her ears. She closed her eyes. Then, everything stopped. The pod was no longer falling. It had been caught by a tractor beam. Soft light filled the pod. The door opened. A tall figure stood there, blocking all the light. Behind him, he looked like death itself. 2 glowing green eyes stared at Lina. His sharp metal teeth showed for just a second. She should have screamed again, but she didn't. She just looked at him, confused and afraid. The giant knelt slowly, his claws retracted. He spoke, but not in his language. He spoke in Earth English, a little rough but clear. "You are safe. I will not harm you." The child with the mark back on the ship. The crew stared as their general carried the child through the hallways. "Has he lost his mind?" whispered one soldier. "She's human. We kill humans," another hissed, but no one dared to stop Vorak. Inside the medical bay, the child was scanned. Her body was weak, no weapons, no implants, just a child. But then, something strange appeared. On her hand was a glowing mark. A soft blue light shaped like a circle with 7 small stars around it. The machines beeped. Data filled the screens. Unreadable, unknown. Even the most advanced alien computers couldn't explain it. Vorak stared at the mark. His eyes widened. Slowly, he placed one claw near it. The moment he touched her skin, he saw something. Vision of the lost light. In his mind, a wave of memory crashed. He saw a green field, children running, laughter, birds. But he had never seen a planet like that. It wasn't from his world. It wasn't from Earth either. It felt ancient, pure. He saw Lena, but older, standing among others. She looked at him and said, "It's not over yet. You can still choose." Vorak gasped. He pulled his claw back. Sweat rolled down his dark skin. He had not felt fear in 200 years, but now he was shaking. The Council of Death news spread fast. A Kravtal ship had picked up a human child. The Galactic Council called an emergency meeting. The room was filled with monsters, warlords, assassins, AI minds, and hive queens. The speaker, a floating machine eye, spoke loud and clear. The Kravtal have broken code. A human child has been taken. This must not be allowed. A worm-like creature hissed, "The humans are dangerous. Their children even more so." A psychic voice echoed, "We sense something in them. Something old." Another council member roared, "Kill the child, kill them all." But not all agreed. A tall, silent being covered in golden light simply said, "If the Kravtal protect the child, we must ask why." Enemies arrived back on Vorak's ship. Danger approached. 3 bounty hunter ships locked on. Unidentified. Vessels closing in. The navigator shouted, "They want the child." Vorak growled, "They will not have her." He handed Lena to a medic. "Protect her. Do not let her cry. Do not let her see what I do." He stepped into the battle deck. The ship shook as enemy fire hit the shields. "Return fire," he ordered, but the bounty hunters were fast. Their ships moved like snakes, sending blasts that cracked the hull. Vorak activated the main cannon. 1 blast, 1 hunter exploded, but 2 remained. Then, one of them boarded, the battle within. An explosion ripped open the side of the ship. Smoke filled the hallway. A tall figure stepped through, a lizard-like bounty killer wearing bones as armor. He moved fast, deadly. Lena, still in the medbay, felt the ship shake. She looked around, scared. A nurse tried to calm her, then the door burst open. The killer stepped in. Lena screamed, but something strange happened. The blue mark on her hand glowed brighter. The killer froze. He dropped his weapon. His eyes went wide. He fell to his knees, and then to the floor, asleep, dreaming, peacefully. Vorak ran in, ready to fight, but stopped. He saw the killer sleeping, and Lena glowing softly. He looked at her, heart pounding. "What are you?" A message from the past later. As the ship drifted away from danger, Vorak sat alone in his command chamber. He watched Lena sleep through the glass window. Her hand still glowed slightly. He opened an old file, a message from decades ago. It was a human scientist. She spoke in fear. "If you are hearing this, they have found them. The children. They're changing. We don't know why. They dream of places we cannot see. They speak of things no child should know. They have a mark. Protect them. Please. Don't let the galaxy kill them." The message ended. Vorak sat in silence. Outside, the red moon turned, dark as the ship moved away. He whispered to himself, "She must live, even if I must die." The news spread across the stars like wildfire, on pirate ships, in royal chambers, inside ancient machines. One message echoed over and over again. "High-value target identified, human children, wanted, dead or alive." A bounty was placed, bigger than any before, enough credits to buy a moon, enough power to start a war. The galaxy paused. Then the hunt began. A shadow in deep space. Inside a small mining station near the planet Dranak 5, an old bounty hunter leaned back in his chair. He had long metal arms, 1 glass eye, and 100 kills behind him. They called him Scar Eye. He watched the message repeat on the screen. "Human children," he laughed. "What's so special about screaming meat?" But beside him a silent figure stood still. A quiet alien woman, part shadow, part mist. Her eyes were like mirrors. She whispered, "You didn't see what I saw." He frowned. "What did you see?" She didn't answer. Instead, she turned and vanished. Voices across the galaxy. In the center of the galaxy, the Galactic Broadcast Network played the bounty announcement on every screen, every race, every planet. They all watched. The message was simple. A new power has awakened. Small, hidden inside human children. Dangerous, unknown. Bring them to us, or destroy them. The reward is yours. Some alien leaders cheered, others stayed silent. A few asked the most important question. Why children? What threat can a child be? The protector and the child, meanwhile, far away, General Vorak's ship drifted in silence through a dust storm in space. The child, Lena, was asleep in the medical bay. Her dreams were strange. Her mark still glowed. Vorak stood in front of a window, watching the stars. His second-in-command, a cold-eyed warrior named Rothak, stepped beside him. "You've made us a target," Rothak said. "I know," Vorak replied. "The council wants her dead. Bounty hunters will come, armies." Vorak didn't move. "Let them come," Rothak growled. "Why protect her, General? You hate humans." Vorak turned slowly. "I thought I did, until she touched my mind." Rothak's face darkened. "This is weakness." "No," Vorak said quietly. "This is something more. A killer's change in the ship's lower halls." Soldiers gathered, some whispered, others shouted. "She's dangerous," one yelled. "She's cursed." "She made the bounty hunter sleep with her touch," another said. "That's not normal." One soldier, young, full of scars, stood up. "I served with the general on Borkar 9. He killed hundreds in a day. I saw him laugh as cities burned. But now, he watches over that child like she's treasure." They all went quiet. Something was changing, not just in the child, but in the people around her. Elsewhere, the survivors of Earth-On, a hidden moon near Earth's orbit. A small group of human refugees listened to the same galactic broadcast. They had escaped the fall of several colonies. Most were scientists. Some were ex-soldiers. One of them, Dr. Nima Ray, stared at the screen with shaking hands. "They found out," she whispered. A young guard beside her frowned. "Found what?" She turned slowly. "The children, they're not normal anymore." "What do you mean?" She looked at a small photo, her niece gone now. "They dream of things they shouldn't know. They speak words in dead alien languages. They heal too fast. And now the galaxy is afraid of them." The guard was silent. Then he asked, "Why?" "A weapon or a miracle?" In a secret chamber deep under a black sun, a council of ancient alien minds spoke without words. These were not living things. They were pure intelligence, the Corran thinkers. One said, "The mark is real." Another, "It is not technology, not evolution." A third, "It is memory from before time." The thinkers had no emotions, no fear, no anger, and yet one voice trembled as it spoke. "If the children grow, they will break the galaxy." Lena speaks back. On Vorak's ship, Lena woke up. She didn't cry. She just sat quietly, looking around. Her small hand touched the floor. She could feel the ship like it was alive. She whispered, "You're hurt." The ship lights blinked. Vorak entered the room. He looked at her carefully. She didn't run. She didn't hide. Instead, she said, "Are you afraid?" He blinked. "Afraid of what?" She tilted her head. "Of me." He almost laughed. "Almost. You are 6 years old." Lena looked down at her hand. "I saw your dream, the fire, the scream, the child you lost." Vorak's eyes narrowed. "What did you say?" "I saw her," Lena said softly. "The girl. She looked like me." He took a step back. Flashback. The fallen girl many years ago during a brutal war Vorak had killed without mercy. But on one battlefield he came upon a young girl, wounded, alone. He raised his blade, but she didn't scream. She just smiled and touched his arm. That day, he walked away. He never understood why. She died later in the chaos. But he remembered her. Always. Now, Lena's face. It was the same. The same calm, the same eyes. It made no sense. And yet, bounty hunters' arrival alarms rang. Ship detected, closing fast. Rothak shouted, "They've found us." Vorak rushed to the command deck. A sleek, silver ship had locked on. A known killer. Zell Varna, half machine, half reptile. Famous for hunting royal bloodlines. She sent a message. "Give me the child, Vorak. You get to live." Vorak replied with silence. Zell smiled. "Then die." A message from Earth. At that moment, a signal broke through the jamming field. It came from Earth, a broken old transmission. "This is Captain Hara of Earth Defense. If any survivors hear this, protect the children. They are not what we think. They carry something ancient, something we forgot." The message ended. Vorak stared at the screen. Then at Lena, standing beside him now. She reached out and touched the panel. Suddenly, the ship moved, faster, smoother, smarter. The crew gasped. "She's linked with the ship," Rothak said. Lena looked up. "It wants to help." Battle begins. Exil's ship opened fire. Lasers tore through space. Shields cracked. Vorak's ship shook. "Return fire," he yelled. They fought hard, but Zell's ship was newer, faster, deadlier. Then, the lights on Vorak's ship turned blue. The engines changed. Lena whispered, "I can guide it." She wasn't using controls. She was using her mind. The ship spun, dodged, and struck back with perfect aim. Zell's ship began to break, but before it was destroyed, she escaped in a pod, angry, beaten. Aftermath. A bigger question. The battle ended. The ship floated in silence. Vorak sat beside Lena, staring at the stars. She spoke softly. "They'll keep coming." "Yes." "Because of me." "No," Vorak said. "Because of what you carry." She looked up. "What do I carry?" He didn't know how to answer. Instead, he said, "A question the galaxy is afraid to ask." Stars moved slowly outside the windows of the dark ship. Inside, all was quiet. Most of the crew slept. But one man, or rather one monster, stayed awake. General Vorak sat alone in his chamber, staring at an old scar on his metal-covered arm. He could still feel her hand, small, soft, warm, touching it years ago. A human child. One he was supposed to kill. The nightmare suddenly, he jolted upright. He had been dreaming. Again, he saw fire, screams, a battlefield covered in blood, and then her a little girl with black hair standing among the ruins. She was smiling, calm, not afraid. She reached for him. He remembered lifting his weapon, ready to kill her. But something stopped him. Her eyes, they weren't just human. They were full of light, memory, power. And when she touched him, he felt something break inside, something cold. Melted. The past. Borkar, 20 years ago. The war on Borkar 9 was brutal. Humans and Kravtal were locked in a long, bloody fight. Vorak led the final attack. His mission was clear. No survivors. He crushed defenses, burned cities, and killed everyone in his path. His soldiers feared him. His enemies hated him. His name meant death until the final bunker. He kicked open the door, ready to kill the last human. But instead of soldiers, he found children. Dirty, shaking, holding each other. His soldiers waited behind him. "What are your orders, General?" Vorak raised his blade. Then he saw her. A small girl stepped forward. She had a cut on her face. She wasn't crying. She looked him in the eyes. He paused. She stepped closer, and she said something. "You're not just a killer. Something changed. Everyone thought he would strike, but he didn't. He lowered his blade. His soldiers stared in shock. He didn't explain. He just walked away. Later that night, the bunker was hit by airstrike. The children died. He never saw her again. But her face haunted his dreams for 20 years, and now, with Lena on board, the face was back, exactly the same eyes, same calm, same power. It made no sense, and yet, he couldn't deny it. Now, on the ship, Vorak stood over Lena's bed in the medical bay. She was asleep, her small hand glowing softly again. Beside him, Rothak entered. "You should end this," Rothak said coldly. Vorak didn't move. "She is not the girl you remember. You're losing yourself in a ghost." Vorak's voice was low. "It's not just memory. She touched my mind, showed me things no child could know." Rothak growled. "You were our leader. You made us killers. Now you're a guardian for this human?" Vorak turned slowly. "Maybe I was never a leader, just a weapon. Until now." Lena's drawing later. Lena sat with a piece of scrap metal and scratched something into it using a sharp wire. When Vorak entered, she quickly hid it. He raised an eyebrow. "What are you making?" She looked nervous, then held it up. It was a drawing, a picture of him, but not as a monster. She had drawn him smiling, holding a flower. He stared at it for a long time. "Why?" he asked. She shrugged. "That's how I see you." The mark's secret. In the lab, a quiet Kravtal scientist named Ilna studied Lena's glowing mark. She scanned it with every tool she had. No results. The mark wasn't a disease, it wasn't a machine. It was alive, and it changed shape when Lena felt strong emotions. Fear, hope, sadness. Ilna spoke into her recorder. "This is not a mark. It's a message. A living message written into the soul." Another flashback. The voice of the girl Vorak dreamed again. He stood in the battlefield. The girl appeared again, not Lena but the one from Borkar 9. She stood in the flames untouched. She pointed at him. "You still have a heart. You just buried it." He fell to his knees. "What am I supposed to do?" She smiled. "Protect what matters, even if it kills you." He woke up sweating. The hunter returns just then. An alarm rang. "Enemy ship approaching," shouted a crew member. Rothak looked at the screen. It was Zelvarna, the bounty hunter from before. "She's back," Rothak growled. "And she's not alone." 3 ships appeared behind her, fast, armed. A message came through. "You survived once, Vorak. You won't again. Give me the child." The crew divides. Some of Vorak's crew were afraid. She's just a child. Why fight a war for her? She's bringing death on all of us. We should turn her in. Rothak stood up. "I agree." He looked at Vorak. "You've led us to this. You're no longer fit to command." For a moment the ship went silent. Then Vorak rose. He walked forward slowly, his armor clanking. His eyes glowed with old fire. "I have killed kings. I have burned worlds. And I would do it again, to protect her." He looked around. "Those who stand with me, prepare to fight. Those who don't, leave now." Half the crew left the room. The other half stayed. Lena's voice, as the ships approached. Lena stood quietly in the command room. She walked to a screen and touched it. Her voice came out of the speakers, but it wasn't just her voice, it was powerful, soft, ancient. "You don't have to kill anymore. You can still choose peace. I forgive you." Everyone froze. Even Zelvarna's ship paused for a moment, but then the guns began to charge. The protector rises. Vorak stood in front of Lena, shield ready. "Stay behind me," he said. She shook her head. "I want to help." "You've done enough. No, she said. I haven't even started. Cliffhanger. A ghost from the past as the battle began. A strange signal broke through the chaos. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a weapon. It was a voice. Faint, weak, but real. Coming from a prison world light years away. This is Aria. Borkar 9 alive. Vorak froze. That name, that voice, the girl he thought was dead, was still alive. Darkness moved across the galaxy. After the signal from Aria, the girl from Borkar 9, once believed to be dead, everything changed for General Vorak. His enemy was not just outside the ship anymore. It was behind him. It was inside him. Escape. From fire, the battle against Zel Varna and the bounty hunters had just ended. Vorak's ship was damaged but still floating. The crew worked fast to repair what they could. Inside the command center, Lena stood quietly. She looked at the stars, her small hand pressed to the glass. "She's out there," she whispered. Vorak stepped beside her. "Who?" "The girl you remember," Lena said. "The one who touched your heart." He stared at her. "How do? You know that?" Lena didn't answer. Instead, she closed her eyes and pointed into the stars. "There," she said. "She's calling for help." The signal from Aria was weak, broken by static. "This is Aria. Prisoner, 21119. Location, Cradle of Ash. They are experimenting. On the mark. They want to unlock the power." Then silence. Rothak's face was hard. "It's a trap." Ilna, the ship's scientist, disagreed. "If she's alive, she might have answers. About the mark. About Lena." Vorak looked at Lena. She nodded slowly. "Then we go," he said. The Cradle of Ash. The Cradle of Ash was no ordinary prison. It was a floating fortress deep in a burning asteroid field, built by the mysterious race known as the Gorai, who hadn't been seen for hundreds of years. No one escaped from the cradle. No one ever returned. As Vorak's ship approached, firestorms swirled outside. Navigation was nearly impossible. "We'll be torn apart," Rothak warned. Lena stepped forward. "I can guide us," she said. Vorak hesitated, then nodded. Entering the Stormliner stood at the helm, not using buttons or screens. Her mark glowed, and the ship moved through the fire like a dancer. Blades of flame missed by inches. Gravity pulses twisted metal, but the ship stayed whole. The crew stared in silence. "She's not flying the ship," Ilna whispered. "She's talking to it." Inside the cradle, they landed in a broken docking bay. The station was dark, silent. No signs of life, but they weren't alone. Vorak, Rothak, and 3 soldiers stepped out, weapons ready. Lena stayed close behind them. As they moved through the halls, shadows shifted, and the walls whispered. "Did you hear that?" one soldier asked. Voices in dead languages echoed faintly. Symbols glowed on the walls, the same shape as Lena's mark. Ilna scanned them. "These are not prison walls. This place is ancient, older than our species. The first victim, they found a cell, door wide open. Inside was a body, small, human, a child." Lena ran forward and knelt beside it. Vorak tried to stop her, but she touched the child's hand and gasped. A vision hit her. The child had been tested. The Gorai had tried to unlock the power of the mark. But something had gone wrong. The mark had turned inward and burned the child from the inside. She fell backward, shaking. "They're trying to force the power out," she whispered. "But it's not meant to be used like that." Survivors, deeper in the prison they found them. 6 children huddled in a hidden room, dirty, starving, scared. One of them looked up, a girl with black hair and a scar on her cheek. Vorak stopped. "Aria," he said, voice barely a whisper. She stared at him, eyes wide. Then she smiled. "I remember you," she said. "You were the one who didn't kill me." Arya's story. They sat in a small chamber as Arya told them what happened. She had survived the bombing. But someone, a secret group, had taken her. They studied her, along with other marked children. Some died, some changed. She escaped and led the others to this hidden room. "They're looking for something," Arya said. "They believe we're keys." "Keys to what?" Vorak asked. "To the first mind," Arya answered. Everyone went quiet, even Rothak. "The first mind," Ilna explained softly. "The first mind is a myth, the galaxy's first intelligent being, the source of all thought, all life. It was said to be destroyed, but if it still exists, and these children are connected to it." Then Lena spoke. "It's not dead, it's asleep." The hunt begins suddenly. Alarms blared, enemy ships outside, dozens, all marked with the same crest, a red spiral. Rothak growled. "Pirates, slavers, bounty hunters." One message came through. "We know you're in there, Vorak. We want the children." All of them. The escape plan, there was no way to fight them all. "We need to get out," Vorak said, "but the engines are fried," Ilna replied. "We barely got in." Then Lena stood. "I can do it." "No," Vorak said quickly. "You've done enough." But Arya stepped forward too. "We can help. Together." The two girls joined hands. Their marks glowed brighter, blue and gold. They walked to the ship, sat in the control room, and called the ship awake. The great escape, the cradle of ash, began to shake. The ship lifted, fire pouring around it. The enemy fleet fired, but the ship danced through them, faster than light, dodging everything. Inside, the children held each other. The crew braced for impact, and then stars opened before them. They vanished into the void. Cliffhanger. The message received. Far away, in a secret station deep inside a gas giant, a tall figure watched the whole escape through a hologram. She was dressed in black, her face hidden by shadow. She turned to her followers. They found her, the first host. Begin the hunt. And behind her, thousands of ships powered up. Stars stretched and twisted as the ship flew through hyperspace. Behind them, the cradle of ash burned. Enemy ships were still hunting them. But for now, they were safe. Inside the ship, all was quiet. But inside Lena, something had started, something ancient, something powerful. A voice in the dark. Lena sat, alone in her room. She looked at her hand, at the strange glowing mark. It didn't feel like part of her anymore. It felt like someone else. She whispered, "What are you?" And the voice answered, inside her head, "I am not what you fear. I am what you were meant to be." She gasped, "Who are you?" "I am the first mind's memory, and you are its host, the mark." Awakens. Lena fainted. Alarms rang in the ship. Vorak ran to her room and caught her before she hit the floor. Her body was glowing now, not just the mark, but her whole skin. Ilna scanned her. "She's not sick," she said. "She's changing." Arya stepped forward. "She's awakening." Vorak looked at her. "What does that mean?" "She's not a normal child anymore," Arya said. "She's becoming something more, a bridge, a key. Memories from the past." In her mind, Lena saw visions, a vast galaxy full of life, all connected. She saw creatures made of stars, rivers of thought moving through space, planets that could speak. She saw war, the fall of the first mind, darkness spreading, and then she saw herself standing at the center of it all. She spoke, but it wasn't her voice. "I am the seed of thought. I am the memory of all that was." Then she woke up, gasping, the Council of Shadows far away, in a dark part of the galaxy. The Council of Shadows met. 6 figures wrapped in robes, no faces, only voices. One of them spoke. "The host has awakened." Another replied, "The first mind stirs. If she lives, it may return." "That cannot happen. Send the Black Suns. Burn everything if you must." Training begins back on the ship. Vorak stood before Lena. "You need to learn control," he said, "before they find us." He trained her with simple tasks, moving objects with her mind, sensing danger, calming fear. At first it was hard. She cried. She fell. But Arya helped her. "Don't force it," Arya said. "Listen, the mark doesn't obey, it asks." Soon, Lena could move a coin without touching it, then a chair, then an entire door. The crew watched in silence. The child they had feared was becoming their greatest hope. A visit from the past. While Lena trained, Vorak went to the old storage bay. There, he found a broken soldier's helmet, the same type he wore on Borkar 9. He picked it up and remembered. The girl. The choice. The first time he disobeyed an order, Ilna found him there. "She's becoming something powerful," she said. He nodded. "And I fear we don't deserve her." Ilna paused. "Then maybe it's time to become someone who does." The Ghost Fleet. Suddenly, a warning light blinked. Enemy ships, hundreds, approaching fast. Not pirates this time, not bounty hunters. These were the Black Suns, the Council's personal army. Silent, deadly, without mercy. "We can't fight them," Rothak said. "Then we don't," Vorak replied. Lena's plan. Lena stepped forward. "I need to reach out," she said, "to others like me." Vorak frowned. "What others?" "There are more marked children," she said. "Scattered, hiding, but I can find them." Ilna looked shocked. "How?" Lena closed her eyes, and the ship's lights dimmed. She wasn't just talking, she was sending a signal, not through space, through thought. A message. Across the stars, all across the galaxy, other children paused, in slums, in prison ships, on ruined worlds. They looked up and heard her voice in their hearts. "You are not alone. You are not broken. Come to me, come home." And one by one, they answered. The fleet retreats. Back near Vorak's ship, the Black Suns surrounded them. Laser cannons charged. Then, something strange happened. The weapons shut down. The ships froze, then turned and left. No shots fired, no warning, just silence. Vorak stared. What just happened? Ilna's voice was shaking. She touched them, their minds. She made them stop. But power comes with pain. Later that night, Lena cried alone in her room. Arya found her. "What's wrong?" she asked. Lena looked up. "I saw inside them. The soldiers, the people chasing us. I saw their pain, their fear, their hate. They're hurting too." Arya hugged her. "You can't save them all," she said gently. "But maybe you can show them something better." The ship changes the next day. Something even stranger happened. The ship itself began to change. Walls shifted, rooms grew wider, new doors appeared. The metal glowed with faint symbols, the same as Lena's mark. Ilna was stunned. "The ship is alive," she whispered, "and it's answering to her." The council reacts back with the Council of Shadows. The 6 voices argued. "She's calling the other hosts. If they unite, we cannot stop them. We must act." One voice cut through the others. "Then we go ourselves." And deep in the core of a dead planet, 6 ancient ships, massive, black, and pulsing with strange energy, powered up. Cliffhanger, the seeds. Awakened back on Vorak's ship, children began to arrive, one by one, some in escape pods, some found in secret signals, some rescued by Vorak's crew. They all had marks. They all heard Lena's call, and when they saw her, they smiled. Because they knew the time had come. The hosts were gathering. The galaxy was changing. All across space, lights were flickering, not from stars, but from the minds of children. Marked, chosen, awakened. Lena had called them, and now the enemy was coming. Not just with ships, but with something far more dangerous. With thought, with fear, with the power to break the mind itself. Nightmares begin. It started slowly. Children on Vorak's ship began to have strange dreams. Some saw fire, others saw endless space. One boy woke up screaming, convinced he had already died. Ilna tried to calm them. It's the mark. Their minds are connecting. But Vorak felt something darker. This is not their own fear, he said. It's being put there. The shadow voice. That night, Lena sat alone again. This time the voice in her head was not kind. It was cold, cruel. You think you can save them? You are just a child playing God. She shook her head. You're not the first mind. No, it said. But I killed it. The enemy, revealed Ilna, made a discovery. Buried deep in the ancient texts stored on the ship was a name, a being older than any race. One who fought the first mind during the Dawn Wars, the Hollow Star, a creature of silence, a being that eats thought. It had survived. It had hidden. And now it was using the Council of Shadows to rise again. Mind war begins. Suddenly the ship shook, not from outside. From inside, Lena collapsed. So did 3 other marked children. Their minds were under attack. Ilna screamed, "It's psychic warfare. They're trying to crush her mind from afar." Vorak didn't hesitate. "Plug me in," he said. Ilna stared. "You're not a host. You could die." "I've faced death before," he growled. "Now I'll face it again." Entering Lena's mind using ancient tech, Vorak connected his mind to Lena's. What he saw shocked him. He stood in a broken world, half memory, half dream. Lena was trapped in the center, surrounded by shadows. They whispered lies, pain, and fear. "They will all die because of you. You are the end, not the beginning." He stepped forward, pushing through the darkness. "Get away from her," he growled. The shadows laughed. "You don't belong here, monster." But Lena looked up. "He does." And together they pushed back the dark. A world inside her. When the shadows broke, Lena and Vorak saw something hidden, a city made of light. Floating in a starless sky, at its center, a heart, beating, glowing, the core of the first mind. Lena whispered, "It's still alive, barely." Vorak nodded. "Then we protect it. The real battle begins outside. The Council's ships arrived. Thousands, black as oil, silent as the grave. They didn't fire weapons. They didn't send armies. They sent a pulse, a wave of thought that hit Vorak's ship like a storm. One by one, crew members collapsed. Even Arya screamed, holding her head. Only Lena stood tall. The children unite. Lena called the other marked children, all of them, from different worlds, different lives, different species. She reached into their minds, not to control but to connect, to form a web of light, and through it, she channeled their strength. The hollow star speaks. Suddenly space itself bent. A voice like thunder whispered, "You dare awaken what I ended. I will erase you from time." And the hollow star appeared. Not a ship, not a person. A mass of shifting darkness, like a hole in reality. Vorak stared from the window. "That's not a being," he said. "That's the end of thought. Lena's choice." Inside her mind, Lena stood before the core. It whispered to her, "I am tired, but you are strong. Take my place." She paused. "If I do, I won't be Lena anymore. You will be more. You will be us." She turned to the children. They all nodded. They trusted her, they believed in her. So she stepped into the light, the first mind. Rises on every ship, across every world, minds stopped. Hearts paused, even the hollow star froze, then a blinding light cut through the dark. A voice, thousands of voices spoke together. We remember, we return, we rise. And the hollow star screamed. It turned to flee, but the children's minds, connected by Lena, sealed the path. There was nowhere to run. Cliffhanger. Lena is no longer alone. When it was over, Lena collapsed, but she did not fall. Vorak caught her. She opened her eyes, and they were not just hers. They glowed with something more, ancient, peaceful, awake. Vorak asked, "Are you still... you?" She smiled. "I am. And I'm not alone anymore." The hollow star was gone, but the war was far from over. The enemy still had armies, secrets, power, and fear. The Council of Shadows ruled from the dark corners of space, unseen, unknown. But Lena had changed. She was no longer just a child. She was now the voice of something ancient, and she had seen enough. The message to the galaxy Vorak's ship floated in a quiet system. Dozens of rescued children were now aboard, safe, fed, resting. The crew worked to fix damage, but everyone felt it. Something big was coming. Then Lena spoke. "I need to speak to everyone," she said. "Everyone?" Ilna asked. "Yes," Lena said. "The whole galaxy. Broadcast from the mind. They used no antenna, no radio, no tech." Lena simply thought, and every living being felt her voice inside. "My name is Lena. I was born broken. I was told to hide, to run. But I am not alone. We are many. We are the future. The Council has stolen children, hurt them, lied to you. No more hiding. We are coming." In distant planets, people paused. Some cheered, some cried, some panicked. The Council. They screamed in rage. The last hunt begins. In the Shadow Core, the Council's hidden base near a dying sun. 6 robed figures gathered. "She dares to challenge us in the open," one hissed. "She has awakened the seed," another replied. "She must be ended." "No," said the oldest voice. "We go to her, ourselves." And from the black sun, 6 ancient warships rose, each powered by the mind of a council member. Ships that ate stars. The Planilna studied the map. "We know where they are now. The Shadow Core is real." Arya frowned. "But we can't get close. They have psychic defenses." Lena nodded. "That's why I won't go in alone." Vorak stepped forward. "You're not going at all. I'll lead the strike." "No," Lena said softly. "This is my war." The Heart Crew forms Vorak, Ilna, Rothak, Arya, and 4 of the strongest marked children formed the team. They called themselves the Heart Crew, not for strength, but for courage. Together, they would enter the Shadow Core and end the Council, or die trying. Journey to the core, their ship flew into a system lit by a black sun. Space itself twisted around it. They saw huge shapes, bones of creatures as big as moons, floating in silence. "This place is cursed," Rothak whispered. The closer they got, the heavier the air felt. Lena nearly fainted. Arya held her up. "It's not gravity," Arya said. "It's hate." The battle above, as they approached, Council warships appeared. 6 of them. Each one shaped like a knife, built for thought and fear. Vorak's fleet, built from allies who had answered Lena's call, met them in orbit. A great battle began. Flashes of red and gold lit the dark. But these ships were different. They didn't just fire lasers, they attacked the mind. And one by one, Vorak's ships began to fall, infiltrating the core. While the battle raged, the Heart Crew slipped inside the Shadow Core. The halls were made of black crystal. They didn't echo footsteps. They swallowed them. Voices whispered, "Turn back. She will betray you. This place eats hope." Lena closed her eyes and lit a path with her mind. The whispers screamed and vanished. The council confronted at the center. 6 thrones waited. 6 robed figures stood, each one a master of fear, time, lies, death, and silence. One stepped forward. Its face was smoke. "You are nothing," it said. "A child pretending to be a god." Lena replied, "You are afraid." It laughed. "Of you? No," she said, "of truth." The final battle, suddenly the thrones rose, not chairs but machines, built to amplify mind attacks. Each council member unleashed their power. One made Rothak scream and drop, another trapped Ilna in a loop of her worst memory. Even Arya began to cry, lost in the image of her destroyed world. But Lena stood tall. She didn't fight back. She invited them in. The trap as they entered her mind, they saw a child, alone, scared, just like they wanted. They attacked. But it was a trick. Lena had become the center of a thought storm, a whirlpool of memory, light, and truth, and now they were trapped. They saw every child they had hurt. Every lie they had told, every moment they had caused fear, they now felt it, and it broke them. The fall of the council. One by one, the robed figures fell, their ships in orbit exploded, cut off from their power, their machines melted, their voices went silent. Only one remained, crawling toward Lena. "You will become us," it gasped. "No," she said gently, "I'll become better." She touched its forehead, and it vanished into dust. The heart beats. Again, with the council gone, the darkness lifted. The shadow core began to collapse. The heart crew ran. The ship barely escaped. Behind them, the black sun finally died. And light returned to that part of the galaxy for the first time in thousands of years. A galaxy awakens. Messages flooded across space. Are the children safe? Is it true? Is she really the host? And Lena responded to all, with warmth, with calm, with truth. We are safe, we are many, and we are home. Cliffhanger. The price back on Vorak's ship. The crew cheered. Arya smiled, but Lena was quiet. Vorak came to her. "You won," he said. "No," she replied softly. "We lost a piece of something. The galaxy feels tired." She looked up. "There's one more thing we must face. The first mind is not complete yet." The council was gone. The black sun had died. The galaxy was changing. Children once hunted were now free. Worlds once afraid were now watching. But something was still missing. The first mind was not complete. And Lena, the girl who had awakened it, still felt the silence at its heart. The dream that wasn't a dream. Lena stood in a field. The stars above her pulsed like heartbeats. Great tree rose before her, not made of wood, but light. It whispered her name. "You have called them. You have protected them. But we are not whole," she asked. "What's missing?" The tree dropped a single glowing leaf. "You must return to where it began. The final journey begins." Vorak, Ilna, Arya, Rothak, and the remaining children gathered. Lena stood before them. "There's a place forgotten," she said. "The first planet." Arya gasped. "That's a myth." Lena shook her head. "It's real, and it holds the last piece." Vorak stepped forward. "Then we go." Searching for the lost world, they traveled to the edge of the known galaxy, past dead systems, past strange signals, until they reached a place where sensors failed and stars went silent. There, hidden behind a wall of dust and memory, floated a single blue-green planet. It looked like Earth, but it wasn't. It was older, and it was watching them. touching the ground as their ship landed. The ground glowed beneath it, not with heat, but with recognition. Ilna scanned the soil. This world, it's alive. Lena stepped down. The air shimmered around her. She turned to the others. Only I can go forward. Vorak hesitated. We're not leaving you. You won't need to follow, she said. You'll feel it when it's done. She smiled and walked alone into the trees of thought. The heart of the world Lena walked for what felt like hours. Or maybe no time at all. Then she saw it, a great pool of light pulsing with memory. Images danced on its surface, of children, stars, war and peace, of the first mind before the fall. She knelt beside it. I've come to complete you, she whispered. The pool replied, we were never broken. We were waiting. The truth revealed. The first mind had never died. It had hidden itself inside the most unlikely place, the kindness of the hunted, the courage of the small, the love of children. It had scattered itself into every species, every heart, waiting for someone to bring it together again. And Lena, the girl who had no family, no home, no power, had done what empires could not. She had united them by being human. The light awakens. The pool rose. It flowed into Lena, not to control her, but to complete her. Every voice, every star, every whisper of the first mind was now inside her. She glowed like a second sun, and then she stepped back into the world. Across the galaxy, all across space, people paused. The stars pulsed, minds opened, and a voice, not a command but a promise, echoed inside them. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are enough. The war is over. No more bounty hunters chased the marked children. No more councils ruled from the dark. Instead, a new voice guided the galaxy, soft, strong, fair. Lena did not become a ruler. She became a listener. The first mind was not a god. It was a memory of what the galaxy could be. And the children were now its guardians. The crew's goodbye Vorak stood beside Lena, looking up at the stars. You did it, he said. We did it. She smiled. Ilna came forward. What now? Lena looked out. Now we help others find their voice. Rothak, grinning, tossed his tools into a bag. We've got a lot of work ahead. The children of the first mind, the marked children, didn't return to hiding. They became teachers, healers, bridges between worlds. Some even flew out to find new marked children, to bring them home. The galaxy had once feared them. Now, it needed them. Final message from Lena in her last message to the stars. Lena said, I was once nothing. I was scared, alone. But I learned that even the smallest voice can wake giants. Even hunted children can save galaxies. We are the children of the first mind, and this is only the beginning.